Brought to you by 1AAuto.com, your source for quality replacement parts and the best service on the internet.
Hi, I'm Mike Green. I'm one of the owners of 1A Auto. I want to help you save time and money repairing and maintaining your vehicle. I'm going to use my 20 plus years experience restoring and repairing cars and trucks like this to show you the correct way to install parts from 1AAuto.com. The right parts installed correctly. That's going to save you time and money. Thank you and enjoy the video.
In this video, we're going to replace the Serpentine belt tensioner on this 2002 Sierra with the 6-liter. Same procedure for any GMC or Chevy truck, 99 to 07 basically, with the 4.8, 5.3, or 6-liter V8s. Tools you'll need: flat blade screwdriver, 15mm socket and ratchet with a small extension, and symptom of a bad belt tensioner is a squeaking from the front of your engine. Could also be your idler pulley. Just check out our other videos to see the idler pulley removal and installation. First, you'll want to move your intake hose by removing or loosening 2 clamps, one there and one there. Okay, and we're going to kind of speed up through this part here. Use your screwdriver to kind of pry in, break the rubber loose from the plastic, maybe twist it a little bit as well, and then pull it from the throttle body. And also pry, there's a little clip that holds the radiator hose in, pry that out with your screwdriver as well. And then I'll install it back on my intake hose. Okay, to make it easier for later. Okay, so now you can see your tensioner's right here. So what you're going to do is take a 15mm socket and ratchet and put the socket on there. Okay, and then that takes you just move the ratchet clockwise, and that takes the tension off. You can pull the belt either off of your tensioner, or I'm actually over here pulling it off of the idler pulley in the middle. Okay, and then slowly release this back. It's going to actually go back further than the original point. Okay, and I'll get your wrench back off. Okay, so once you have your belt off, many times you can reach in here and spin these and hear some grinding or shaking, or shake them back and forth, and you can see there's some play in that pulley. This is your idler pulley here. Okay, many times there's play. This one feels actually pretty good. There's also another tensioner on this vehicle, and it's for the AC belt, and you can see it right down in there, and you can see that belt is actually looking a little cracked, so I'm going to replace that as well, and that'll be on a different video, but that's something to keep in mind. You may take your drive belt off and realize that these ones really aren't the problem. Your noise might be coming from the AC tensioner down there, and you can check out our other videos to see that. Okay, so to remove your tensioner, there's 3 bolts. You can see one here, one down lower, and then there's one right kind of down below there. Those are 15mm bolts. Okay, so I'm going to use a 15mm socket with an extension and a ratchet and remove these bolts. Okay, so I'm going to really speed through taking these bolts off. You don't really need to see me working the ratchet. Pretty well surprised on this truck. Truck's got a lot of miles, and it doesn't look like this has been replaced before, and the bolts came loose pretty easy. And then, as you probably see here, I actually used my fingers to loosen them or take them out most of the way. So here I am just removing the last top bolt. Okay, now the tensioner comes up and out. Okay, so here you can see, here's the original tensioner, new tensioner for 1A Auto, all the same, gonna mount the same. And what I usually like to do is, it actually goes in like that, so take our top bolt, put it in, put it down in, and start that top bolt. Okay. Take our bottom long bolt, put it in, start it. Okay, and then a third bolt that's way down at the bottom, put it in and start, and then tighten them up. Okay, and once again we'll fly through me just tightening these 3 bolts. And when you tighten the bolts, you want to probably give them a final tightening 30 to 35 foot-pounds. Okay, to put the belt back on, what you want to find is your routing diagram. We're going to be using this one right here, and so the solid belt is the one that we're going to be looking at. And what you're going to do is actually feed it down and around your crank pulley first, then up and over your water pump, around your power steering, and then up in here, and then you'll pull. What I usually do is pull on here and then pull it up onto the alternator. So I'll kind of show you that. Can't really film it very well, so you'll have to take okay, and of course I can't really film it that well, so you kind of have to take my word for it that that's what I'm doing. So you can take your belt, feed it down, and just kind of make a loop. Make sure it goes all the way around your crank pulley. Okay, up over the water pump here, and down and around the power steering pump. Okay, so first I went down around my crank pulley, up and around the water pump with the back side of the belt, then around the power steering pump. Okay, and so now I have this part that I can hold to put onto the alternator. I'm going to set it there for a second. Take my socket, put it on my 15mm bolt on my tensioner. Okay, and then while I pull this way on the tensioner, take the belt and pull it up and onto the alternator. Okay, and then the tensioner takes over, and I'm just going to push it on a little more to my idler pulley here. Make sure it's pretty well centered. Okay, so after you have the belt on, just a quick check. Make sure it's on all the pulleys. Look way down at the crank pulley and make sure that it's on correctly down there. And also, obviously over here, the alternator and the power steering pulley, everything looks good. Okay, and we're going to fast forward through this section, which is just putting that tube back in basically, and pushing the rubber onto the plastic, tightening up the clamps, and reinstalling that little clip that held the radiator hose to it. And after that, you should be pretty much all set. We hope this helps you out. Brought to you by www.oneauto.com, your source for quality replacement parts and the best service on the internet. Please feel free to call us toll-free 888-844-3393. We're the company that's here for you on the internet and in person.